What's up LEGO fans? In this video I'm going to modify set 60292 Town Center. Well, I'm going to use the car wash from that set and put it into a parking garage. Alright LEGO fans, so I have this custom parking garage that I'm working on. I'm running out of these larger white panel pieces, so I need to come up with another plan for how I should decorate this and how I should design the walls, because I need them both on the inside and on the exterior, just so that the cars won't fall out and I won't be able to reach them back there. The whole concept of this garage is that it's actually a display shelf, so I want to have the different cars on the different levels here, so that would be rather smashing. Since YouTube is a form of media, I need to have another angle, so here's another angle of the parking garage. You can see that I have these steep slope parts here, where the cars can kind of go up here. It's not perfect, but it works. It doesn't really work for the wider cars, so this will probably be a place where I display the 4 stud wide cars and not the wider ones, or I'm just gonna leave them there pretending that they can come up there. However, I feel like this build needs to be a bit more stable. Yeehaw! So I could put in a car wash in the bottom. This is the old car wash I had in my city. It had a building on top, but I'm going for this larger one from a recent city set that I got. So I'm thinking of putting it in here. That will become the base here, so you basically can't park any cars on the bottom floor. So that's a drawback for this type of design, but at the same time I think it will look nicer and I can always display a car in the car wash. Alright, so here's the first floor. I've put in the car wash, an extra sign there from an older car wash, some extra details. These parts will be just bases for the next level. And I color marked it with dark red so that you know which floor you're on. Well, you're gonna notice because you're on the car wash floor. I left it open here just so that it will be easy for me to access vehicles and that kind of nonsense. Some ventilation on the side, and these hinges down here are the supports where I will attach the ramps for the second floor. All of this will be pretty much covered up, so I'm gonna put some cars in here that I don't really care too much about, so they can be parked back here, or maybe there, so that you can get out through the car wash. And here's the design for the ramp. Pretty sturdy. I used those slopes on the sides there. The floor of the second floor is in now. You can see that I added a parking sign there and red socialist flags, because this is the pride of the nation. You also have this like wobbly thing, so if you hit that with the roof, you know you're gonna get stuck if you continue in, so that's a warning. As you might have noticed, I have those modified tiles there with jumper pieces on, so that's where I'm gonna put this car. I just put a black brick that's kind of not visible when you put it like that. Now that's just a little trickery to keep your cars in place on those ramps. If we have a look at the construct here of the second floor, we can see that I'm using 2 of these larger roll plates and 2 of the thinner ones, and then I compensate with a 6x plate that I'm just covering with different tiles. And I'm using these white stripes just to mark the parking spaces. And we can also see that there aren't a lot of attachment points in this build, so it's a bit flimsy when you put in the wall segments, but let's do it nevertheless. Because when it's all put together, it's kind of sturdy, but you don't want to move it around too much. The walls are in place, and well, you might guess that this is the light yellow floor, and you are correct. A bit more open than the one below, and we have these guardrails. And this is a spot where I will put the garage band, of course, with Madison on the congas and on the microphone. She's such a sweet little fucking punk, so let's put her in here. And I just love garage music, garage rock.
We're a garage band, we come from garage land.
On this floor, since it's so light, I am going to display some darker cars. So we can have a blue classic one and this little MOC I've made. And of course this is where the next ramp will be attached. For the third floor I put in some nice windows, and this is where it stops. This is the final floor. Someone commented that it usually smells like piss in these kind of parking garages. So I put in a little public toilet because in Sultan we have public health, public school and public restrooms. And there's actually a toilet in there. And it's a bit of a clever design, well, simple design at least. I have this deeper door frame, and then I have just one more of those. You can't really attach anything to the sides or the bottom or anything, but that's where a snot piece comes in handy. So you have the snot there and you have another snot here, and you put that together like so, and then you can just put it in here like so, and voila, you got your throne. For this ramp I have that funny little police buggy. You can see some of the construction underneath here where I used those Technic bricks. On this side I put in some art pieces. I just used a lot of tiles that I stacked together. For this level I'm going with some yellow vehicles. Pretty nice. Did I call the plates tiles? Well, I mean plates. Anyways, we have these larger tiles, road tiles or plates, however you want to call them, and this is what's finishing the roof off pretty much. 4 of them, stable. I'm going to top this off with a little fun surprise. It's quite tall, so I'm using my wide angle lens here. Let's have a look around. This wall won't be visible and the back side won't be that either, but it's easy just to take this out since it's on a base plate. So I can get in here and get the cars if I need to, or if I have to do some dusting or whatever. This side will kind of be visible because I will have a road going in between here, down below. So, I mean, this is the front altogether. We have this nice light yellow that I pretty much enjoy, and the darker red here, an Octown sign over there, and one more of those parking signs. Let's put it in place. Instead of a ticket booth, I'm gonna have a guard booth, and here's the guard, making sure that all the citizens are obeying the law and not trying to, get into funny businesses like free press and that kind of nonsense, or freedom of speech. Ugh, disgusting. You can lower and raise that part pretty much all the way. Yeah, pretty much all the way. And I think it looks nicer if you have the flags a bit offset like that, so like the wind is taking control of them. I have this little space here, 2 studs wide, so I made this little side track build where I put in this vending machine, and later on I'm going to make some different ones. I'm going to look at some tutorials that other YouTubers or Instagrammers made and try to copy what they made. Just like in Cyberpunk 2077. They have a lot of vending machines, which I enjoy, until they patched it, so now it's kind of broken. This gap needs to be covered up, and for that I am going with the slopes that we get with the new road set. I realized that I needed some plates behind here, just to make it a bit more sturdy, but also so there's a little wiggle room in between the wall and these panels. And the electric car from the original set can go into the car wash. And be ashamed of yourself for being electric. Stupid electric car, not destroying the environment. Well, they still do, don't worry. Some shaky handheld camera action for you. For my next YouTube paycheck, I'm definitely going to get a gimbal, so we will get more stable shots. I think that will be lovely for you to view. But I mean, all in all, I'm pretty happy with this build. It totally looks like a parking garage, I would say. With that said, park safely, stay out of nonsense, stay awesome, and please subscribe.